So you've been trying to learn Spanish and you've been struggling with actually communicating with Spanish. Well, you want to stick around for this video. So, all right, I've been speaking Spanish for about 7 years now, and I've probably used all the resources, the flashcards, the tutors, everything, right? And a lot of those things never really got me in a position where I wanted to actually speak and communicate Spanish, or it didn't instill in me the confidence to actually speak Spanish, right? So in this video, I'm going to tell you five, strategies on that's going to get you to actually speak Spanish to people, right? You're actually going to like have the confidence to engage with people in actual conversation, because that's what we want to do, right? We don't want to just memorize a bunch of words and phrases and things like that. We want to actually communicate with people, right? Isn't that the goal? All right. So the first strategy, well, I guess like the first, form of communication, right? First thing I want you to do is start using Monday, right? So Monday is very it's very critical to Mexico. So Monday is basically like excuse me. So what this allows, right? So when you're speaking to somebody, you don't really know Spanish a lot, right? So you're still in the learning phase. You're practicing. So when you hear Monday, somebody's gonna say something to you, and when you say Monday, they know, they have to repeat themselves. It's not gonna be, you're already kind of using Monday, so you're already kind of like lowering that initial barrier because you know something, right? And they're gonna actually be more willing to repeat it, right? So this is how this helps you as a learner. When you hear the same phrase twice from somebody, whether you know it or not, subconsciously your brain is getting hit twice with that same with that same phrase or words or whatever sentence they said to you, right? So if they say, quieres más, like you're in the store, do you want more? And you say, huh, Monday. They'll say, quieres más again. They'll say, otra vez, say it again. And your brain is going to like, it's just taking a footnote, right? You might not see it now, but you'll definitely see it as you continue to learn and progress. Like Monday I had to put this first because this one helped me out tremendously. Being able to hear the same word over and over again, hearing it twice, thinking about it twice. Okay. And then a lot of times you're going to hear these words over and over again. So your brain's going to automatically store it in your bank to where you're just familiar with it, right? All right. The second strategy is to use me gustaría. Okay, so this is important, right? So this is like kind of two parts. Okay, so one, me gustaría means I would like, right? So, throughout life, you're going to always talk about what you want to do, right? Like, do you want to deposit money in your bank? Me gustaría depositar dinero en mi banco cuenta, por favor. Like, I want to deposit money in my bank, please, right? You know what I mean? So, if you want to order, you know, asada, if they ask you like asada or pollo, you like me gustaría asada. I would like steak, or me gustaría pollo. I would like chicken, right? This is going to give you confidence because it's going to allow you to describe things that you want. And like I said earlier in the video, this is what we do. We want to talk about what we want. We want to express our desires, and this is the super. This is like a short, like not even a shortcut, but it's like the most efficient way to describe this, right? You could say yo quiero, but me gustaría puts like a, I know it puts like a little fanciness to it a little bit. You gotta feel fancy, you feel real formal, and it's like, you gotta feel like a big deal a little bit, and you need that going in the beginning because you want people to be like, oh, you know a little Spanish, right? You're like, yeah, I know a little un poquito, but this is gonna, like I said, all these things are gonna build on top of each other, and it's gonna give you more confidence in speaking Spanish. Okay, so the next critical thing to say and start using is voya or boya, right? So this is basically saying I'm going to, right? Like I said, you're going to the store, you're going to school, you're going to work. Voy a ir a escuela, voy a trabajo, voy a mi casa, voy a, all these different things, right? So Voya's you're gonna use Voya a lot more than you actually. I had to put this one in here too because you're gonna use Voya a lot. Trust me. You're gonna be, if you're in a taxi, if you're talking to somebody, talking to a friend, it's gonna pop up a lot more than you realize. Because if you think about it, in English, you probably tell people a lot about what you're gonna do or what you're about to do, right? Okay, so here's the next trick. Now this is This is a doozy one, right? Now, not a doozy, but this is, I believe this wholeheartedly, right? Stop saying hola. Okay, you're like, what? Hola? Lou, that's the first thing I learned in Spanish was hola. Why would I not say hola? Hola is like, it's like the first thing. Okay, well, I'm gonna tell you what. For one, it's given beginner, right? You saying hola, it's just, I mean, and a lot of times it's not really appropriate. You know what I mean? Like yeah, sometimes it's just not appropriate to say hola. Like if you're talking to somebody who's a little bit, like an older lady, older man, you wouldn't say hola. Like it's just, I don't know. It just gives like gringo. It gives like I'm just not speaking. You are just not speaking Spanish, but you don't really want to be in that mode. You know what I mean? You don't want to be like level zero all the time. This is gonna not saying hola. I'm gonna tell you what to say instead, but not saying hola. It just puts you in a whole nother level, right? Now, what you should say is like, so if it's more informal, if it's somebody you know or you've met before, say like que onda, que onda. That's like what's happening. That's like what's up, my man, what's up, my boy? Que onda mi amigo, que onda mi compa, que onda mi way. Like that's more so like if you're talking like an informal friend, somebody you know for real. Now if it's somebody more formal, somebody older, like an older lady, older gentleman, older senora, senora, you would say, just say buenas. Doesn't matter. You can say it anytime of the day. You don't have to say buenos dias. You don't have to say buenas noches. You don't have to say buenas tardes. Just say buenas. 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 You go into the store, buenas. You go into a supermarket, buenas. You go into the bank, buenas. You go into anywhere, right? And anytime you meet a new person, buenas. Mucho gusto. Yeah, that's really what it is, right? I'm telling you, it's gonna make all of these steps are just, I'm telling you, man, this is the secret sauce right here, man. Y'all locked in. Y'all gotta stay locked in, man. Y'all gotta stay locked in. I'm telling you, man, this is the truth. And the last one I have here is acabo de. Acabo de. So acabo de just means I just did something, right? So acabo de comer, like somebody gonna ask you if you eaten already, like que comiste, you can say acabo de comer, I just ate. Acabo de tomar, just drunk something, you know what I mean? So, and what acabo de does, right? It basically like mutates verbs. So any verb that you know and you put with acabo de, you know that whatever action you just did, acabo de is basically say, I just did that action, right? So acabo de, I don't know, recordar un video por YouTube. I just recorded a video for YouTube. It's just it's very it's this is a very small taste because there's a whole bunch of other like little thing like a couple day that mutate words, things like that to like better express yourself. But I wanted to introduce that especially for this one, right? Because like I said all the time, when we speak Spanish, our main goal is to talk about what we want to do, what we're about to do, and what we've already done. And it's more so that, but that's kind of like the basic principles right there. And we want to talk about the past, the present, and the future, right? So a couple days is a very quick, small taste, if you will, into that realm. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you guys are like really interested in learning Spanish, you want to like talk to me and like tell me some struggles you having so I can like help you out. Go into the link in the description box below and book a one-on-one Spanish strategy session with me, and we can really get you a Spanish tight, man. I really want to help you guys. I really want to share Spanish and help more people speak Spanish, and you know make the world a better place. So all right, y'all, it's your boy Lou, man. Signing out, adios. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.